Have you been thinking about getting away from the hustle and bustle, congestion, fast pace, and noise of city living? Are you considering making a move to a place that's perhaps a little bit more off the grid? A place with some space, a piece of land to call your own? Perhaps you're looking to grow your own vegetables, or maybe raise a few chickens, a couple of goats, perhaps have a few horses. Or you might be considering making a move to just have that little piece of land, some space between you and your neighbors, a little bit more peace and quiet. You may be considering purchasing a rural property. If you are thinking about making a move to the country, a rural property or acreage property move, then this is a video you won't want to miss. Rural properties do have their advantages, but it's also important to note some significant differences between buying a city property and a rural property. In today's video, I'm going to highlight some things you should be aware of between city and rural properties and how to buy a rural property the right way. Hi, my name is Evelyn Lopes with the Evelyn Lopes Realty Team and iPro Realty. I provide information, but more importantly, interpretation of that information so that you can make best and informed decisions for yourself and your family so that you can ultimately live the life of your dreams in the home of your dreams. Stay tuned to the end of the video where I'll let you know how you can get immediate access to a hot list of acreage properties in your desired area and price range here in the Caledon and surrounding communities of southwestern Ontario. Buying a rural acreage property or home is something that many of us aspire to. Yes, there are those individuals who love city living and all the amenities and action urban environments provide. There's also another group of individuals who are looking for a quieter, more peaceful rural environment with a slower pace, more space between you and your neighbors, that little plot of land, and perhaps a simpler lifestyle. Buying a rural home is different than buying a city home. Today, I'd like to share with you some differences and what you need to be aware of if you are considering making that lifestyle move. Number 1, location. When buying rural property, be sure to actually walk the property. Not all land value or land use is created equal. Does the property fall under a conservation authority? Is it on wetland? Is the land flat, rolling, green, or rocky? Are there abandoned things on the property such as old barns or silos that you may have to actually remove in order to build? Are there restrictions that run with the land? This is important to note to ensure that you can even build on the property. And if you can build, are there restrictions on where you can build and how big you can build? Another consideration of location is to investigate if the lot is under a severance. For example, was there originally 100-acre farm and they took a piece of that property and built a house on a 1-acre parcel of it? Has that lot been officially severed? And what about the remaining 99 acres? Is there any plans for further severance? And what is the permitted land use on any future severances? When buying rural properties, you will want to investigate the area's current and future land uses. Is there future or proposed development in the area? You would hate to buy that little piece of land only to learn there's a development going up on an adjoining or nearby lot. Are there any quarries, gravel pits, land wastesides, wind turbines proposed or currently in place? Are there neighboring farms, and if so, what type of farms? You will want to find out answers to these questions as they may have implications on your rural piece of property. Number 2, zoning. Just because you own that little piece of land doesn't mean you can do anything you want on that piece of land. I have seen many people over the years who want to buy or who actually have bought a rural property of a few acres. They think that because they are a little separated from their neighbor and perhaps a little isolated and no one can really see them, that they can do anything they wish with that parcel of land. Unfortunately, that's not the case. Rural properties are under zoning restrictions just like any other area. Those restrictions can have various implications on what you can and, more importantly, what you cannot do on that land. Having that little piece of land doesn't mean that you can automatically raise chickens, goats, or have a few horses. It doesn't mean that you can operate a dog kennel. It doesn't mean that you can subdivide that 5 or 10 acre parcel and build a little house for your kids on the lot. It doesn't mean that you can operate a small business or store work trucks on the property. If you are buying a piece of land, be sure to check the zoning of the property to ensure that you will be able to use the land in the way in which you intend to. Rural lands are not all created equal, so find out the exact zoning and permitted uses on the property to ensure that your desired use is compliant. Heating, cooling, and plumbing systems on rural properties are often different from what you may be accustomed to in an urban environment. Number 3 point is to check out those sources. Septic. In urban areas, you're likely to have municipal sewer systems. In the country, you will most likely encounter a septic system. Find out about the septic system. What type is it? How old is it? And when was it last pumped and inspected? Where is it located on the lot? You may also wish to have some clauses inserted into your offer to purchase regarding the septic system. Water. City life affords you with municipal water systems, which has its pros and cons. Living in the country, your water source may be from a well. Once again, do your homework. What type of well is it? Communal, dug, or drilled? What about the potability of the water and the flow rate? When dealing with wells, once again, you may want to include some clauses into your agreement regarding the water. Heat sources. In an urban environment, your heat source may differ from that which you may find in a country setting. Many city homes have gas heating here in southern Ontario, but in the country, heating sources are varied. Perhaps you'll have gas, or maybe it'll be oil, propane, wood, ground source, or another heat source. Ask questions and do your homework. Number 4, water. Are you buying a piece of property because it is situated beside a body of water, whether it's a stream, lake, or pond? Be sure to look into the water rights. Just because there is water doesn't mean you own it or that you can even use the water. Be sure to look into the water or riparian rights associated with the property. Number 5, is your property on a paved or dirt road? Roads are important. If you are in a more isolated location, such as in cottage country, is the road a four-season road? Who owns and maintains the road? And are there any fees associated with the use of the road? Is there a road allowance? Do you even have access to that roadway? Do your due diligence and find out. Country, rural living has its benefits, from pride of owning a piece of land that is unique and special to you, to living perhaps a quieter, less congested, slower paced lifestyle, to perhaps living off the land. Buying a rural property is a different experience, and it can be a rewarding experience. Hopefully the tips shared today will give you a little bit more insight into the process. If you are just getting started and you are wondering what types of rural properties are available in your price range and location, you can use the link below in the comments to search on our property search site. If you have any questions about buying rural properties, if you are wondering if it's the right move for you, or if you are looking for that special piece of land and property that will meet your specific needs, feel free to reach out. You can schedule a call using the Calendly link below, or you can email me at info@evelynlopez.com. I'm curious, would you prefer to live in the city or in the country? Comment below. If you found this video informative and helpful, please give me a thumbs up and like and subscribe to my channel. You may also want to check out my video, Real Estate in Caledon, Why Move? By the way, if there are any specific topics that you would like to see covered in a future video, please put your requests below. I love to hear your ideas, and I love to hear about the questions that you may have. Thank you for the privilege of your time, and I'll see you at the next video.